This regards Casey Velasquez, the chairman of the tribe, and so you worked basically, I mean, he's your boss, and you worked in the same office, correct?
I worked under him. Recently, the council had made the Human Resource Department a standalone department, so prior to that, I was under the directive of the tribal treasurer. But when they did the resolution for the standalone department, I then reported to the chairman directly.
So it's just, you two in the same office pretty much every day?
Yes, it was considering my position and considering that he's in charge of these directors, other directors, I worked hand in hand with him, a lot of meetings.
We know he is under investigation by the Bureau of Indian Affairs for his conduct. It was put out very vaguely as far as what the matter was, obviously a serious matter. He's under investigation and on paid administrative leave at this moment. As far as this investigation, you are coming forward today saying that you are the victim in this case.
Yes.
You are the victim who filed the initial complaint that led to where we are at right now. Why come forward now and speak on this?
It goes back to when I lost my son. I went through a lot, but realized that I have a voice, and I've been a victim as a child, and I will not stand for it. It was wrong. I didn't agree with any of it. And to learn that I am one of many, this could have been prevented. It shouldn't have happened to me.
To clarify, you are the victim of what in this case?
I filed sexual harassment and assault against Casey Velasquez.
Tell me the day it happened. Tell me what happened. The
actual June 4th is when it happened, that Wednesday morning in his office. The physical action that he did, that was uncalled for and beyond professionalism. It was progressing, and I felt it. I noticed the signs, I noticed the conversations, the meetings, to where I would pray and ask God to find a way to get me out of there, something, an excuse, so I wouldn't be stuck there. It was the arm around my neck and whatever pressure point he was doing, that alarmed me. And that was wrong. That was nowhere, there was no professionalism, no respect, and no boundaries of my personal space.
So this went on for some time, massaging you?
The neck massage happened prior, the hugs happened prior, all within a month's span, not during the time when I started in HR. It was just only within May that I realized that this is wrong, but what do you do when he's your supervisor, when he's the boss? And the phone calls need to be at my office, and a part of it is I feel ashamed because as the HR director, I'm the one that teaches these orientations and trainings about sexual harassment. But I also thought the respect was there and the boundaries were there when clearly it wasn't. So the whole gesture around the neck was, no, that was beyond uncalled for and inappropriate. And after that day, I never went back.
So he grabbed you around your neck and touched you. If you could, I know it's hard to relive, but if you could explain how the sequence of events physically happened in that alleged assault.
That Wednesday morning, he called me to his office for a meeting when he knew that we were busy with an audit. Already then, I was hesitant of going. He And it wasn't really an important meeting, but he talked with me. I gave him my updates, did my requests for my staff, and he did ask for another hug. I just didn't agree with it, but reluctantly hugged him. And that's when I was standing by the table. It was a conference table, and I was gathering my notebook and the policy book, and I was in a standing position. He tells me to wait, hold on, and stands right behind me, directly behind me, and tells me to wait. He puts his left arm around my neck, fully around my neck, where I could feel his elbow right under my chin. And then I know with his right hand, he was pressing really hard on the side of my neck to where I stiffened up and I closed my eyes and I started praying and like, what is he trying to do? I told him that hurts, and he didn't let go. Instead, he put his hand around my neck and squeezed even harder to where I could feel my head being pushed down, like I was trying to be bent over. His front body was up against my back. Eventually he let go, but my body didn't react to whatever he was trying to do. I just stiffened up, kept my composure, didn't react, didn't say anything, and I just left. And since then, I've avoided every phone call and avoided having to meet with him. I came forward to one of my old supervisors and told him I'm not comfortable, because I knew there was going to be another meeting on Monday and I didn't want to go. And since then, I just haven't been back.
And he called you that day?
He called me that morning and then multiple times after that, but I would not answer the calls. I would not answer the text messages. He used staff to try to call me. He used my staff to try to call me. He's even went to my mother's place of work and tried to have her contact me. But at that point, my family knew about this and what had happened.
What was he saying on the text messages to you?
On the text message, I'm sorry, I forgot you were on leave. That's it.
So that's strange. Did it make you more upset that he acted like nothing had happened between you guys?
Yes. That his actions, that he didn't think about it. And there was no, like even now, no apologies or, it's actually, it's been told that it wasn't true, which no, this happened in his office. So, no.
How have you been, since then, it's been some months now, as far as this trauma, is there any trauma? How have you been dealing with this day to day?
Well, I mean, it knocked me down for a bit, but there's nothing worse than losing your child. And prayers I learned a lot through, like praying to keep me forward and talking. And I've actually did go seek counseling and the encouragement, but I have children, and I have a daughter who I was preparing a sunrise ceremonial dance for her. So I had to shift my attention to her and focus on her and get her going with her sunrise dance, her traditional sunrise dance. And again, the support and the prayers, I've been able to pick myself back up again.
You kind of indicated there were signs that the chairman was allegedly asking you things, asking for things, maybe being flirtatious. Just what were those sayings?
First, it started out with those casual hugs, I took it as a father figure type hug. He worked with my father, Frank Reese, with the tribal police department. And my father passed away when I was really young. So any memories of him I embrace. And knowing that he had a real working relationship with my father, I thought, okay, he knows my dad, and that's how I started to become comfortable. He would share the pictures, he would share stories, and I noticed when I had a rough week, HR's challenging, he just casually said, like, you looks like you need a hug. And yeah, it was a hard week, so I welcomed that hug as a father figure type. Later on, it seemed like the phone calls were not casual in a father figure sense. He was more like, I noticed you hugged me tighter today. How did you like that hug? Are we okay? Like kept asking that every time, are we okay? And I kind of sensed that this was going in a different direction. I even referenced the hugs as a grandpa figure. You're like a grandpa to me, trying to make that notation that that's how I view you as, nothing else. But it just wasn't getting through. Eventually, it was requesting for longer minute hugs. And it was through phone calls, not text messages. It was, what was really uncalled for is, can I get a longer hug? Can I have a 10-minute hug from you? And I'm like, and I brushed it off. I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate the hugs, but just hearing that, I'm like, this is not normal. This is not professionalism. This is not what a supervisor or a boss or even a chairman should be doing to coworkers or anybody. So I picked that up. The neck rub, I was sitting, again, as always, meetings at his office, and then everybody would be excused, and I would be asked to stay. And he, on 2 separate occasions, and just took it upon himself to massage my neck. I didn't really react. I didn't really do anything. I felt that I was still in control of my surroundings and my space. And it wasn't really, I knew that was really uncalled for and unprofessional, but I still had control of my surroundings. I was sitting down. But the last action, like I said, when he put his arms, that he was standing right behind me and I had no control. And that's what freaked me out, is it was getting bold and more bold to where I'm like, I'm not safe now.
When were you offered a pay increase, and how was that offered?
I was back in, I believe, either the end of April or May. I had, with my job, it's frustrating trying to uphold the policies and procedures and dealing with the politics, that it didn't seem like you want me to make sure the employees follow and abide by these, but yet, on the other hand, the leadership is contradicting its own policies. So I had submitted my resignation, and then it was rescinded. And after that rescinded, that's when I was offered a pay increase, verbally. And that's when things started to pick up more after that was offered. I did inform the tribal treasurer that I decline it. I don't want it because it feels like it's tied with something, and I don't want that behind me. That's not how I work. So it would have been back in April, end of April, beginning of May, and then this happened in June.
So you had plans to possibly leave already, but you stuck around.
I thought I usually give people the benefit of the doubt, thinking that they see my work ethics, they see what I'm trying to do and trying to make changes, trying to update the policies, and I saw myself there trying to help, trying to update. But I just, after that June 4th encounter, I never went back until I knew I was safe. And to this day, I haven't been back, so.
What was your reaction to Casey being put on paid administrative leave?
I was really disappointed to learn of that. Someone who has years of service in that political field, who's worked with the educational background, the schools, and even the history with law enforcement. They know the policies, they know the laws, they know, and they're held to the highest level of professionalism, that it's disappointing to learn that it was granted, that the tribal council voted on it, when he should have been the example. He should have set this example as a leader for the tribe.
You live in this community. Do you fear for your safety and for your family?
I have been warned to be cautious, to get an order of protection, do a restraining order. I haven't felt anything other than seeing how adamant he was with my mother and trying to use her to locate me, using my staff as a decoy to contact me. It brought concerns that would he really go out and try to find me at my home? So during the whole initial process, yes, I would leave the house and just stay in Sholo. My children attend school in Sholo, so I would just be there all day waiting.
Did he compliment you, flirt with you, say anything verbally sexual besides asking for hugs?
There was a rumor that was said that I was having an affair with him, which is not true. And I shared that information with him. And his remarks was, "We're two attractive people." And I just thought that was like, okay.
So you brought this up to him. I assume you were in a frustrated tone or concerned, saying, "I heard this rumor that
Yes.
people are saying we're having an affair."
Yes. And the thing is, I reported directly to him. So there was a lot of constant daily meetings. And I didn't appreciate where that rumor started, but I mean, it's a small community, and I mean, just my appearance, how I dressed. I maintain professionalism. I typically blouse and heels and slacks. I mean, all of that was viewed on me. Like I didn't ask for this. I didn't provoke it or anything. I'm overly kind and very talkative, but no. I'm just disgusted that impression was out there and that I was viewed differently.
So he didn't shut it down. He just said we're attractive people.
He says that we were both two attractive people, and he wanted me to agree with him that. And I'm like, I would always say, yeah, like a grandpa. You're in a grandpa type status. I mean, he's old. Yeah. So try not to be rude or insensitive. And I mean, I got where it was coming from. But it was just, the intention was never me to mislead, and I don't think he didn't even hear it. That it was strictly work related.
In the tribal office, is it people stay quiet? I mean, for someone to come forward, does it take a lot of strength?
Well, it was wrong. And I have a voice. And I have a daughter. I needed to speak up for myself and defend myself. I'm a single parent and I see my children, and how do I teach them when I couldn't defend myself? So I'm speaking for myself. I'm being my own voice and letting it be known that this happened and it was wrong and it's not going to happen again. I mean, it's a shame that with my history, I've noted in my statement that being sexually molested as a kid, even then, I didn't know. But coming out years down the road to acknowledge it and recognize and know that I didn't do anything wrong, that they did it. That no more, because my daughter and any other women, male or female, it's time to be a voice. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't ask for this. So yes, coming forward, I did it for myself and my children, to be the voice.